I've just had lunch sitting in the sun by the River Don in the industrial heart of Sheffield. You wouldn't think it was if it wasn't for the noise of the train in the background just going past, and the scrap metal yard doing its stuff just across the river. I've just picked my car up after it has just scraped through its MOT. Needed one or two things doing to it. And I'll give you a quick glance of how right in the heart of the industrial sector of the old metal bashing industries and now the metal trashing industries of Sheffield are. And getting the bus back from the science park where I did some work in very modern fast Wi-Fi conditions, getting the 52 bus, which it's years, decades since I've been on the 52 bus, and I know every place it stopped, every bus stop, every street of this city. And walking to where the garage is, where the car was being MOT'd, it's very industrial with scrap metal merchants and steel stockholders. And there's a very distinctive smell. It's a smell of engineering oil. And it's not like the oil that you put in your car. It's not like the chip oil, as we say in Sheffield, that you fry your potatoes in. It's got a very distinctive smell, and I think, I know a bit about it. I think it's because when you are cutting metal, for example on a lathe, which there's a lot of that around here, the oil goes onto the hot parts of the metal that you're cutting and the tool, and so it gets hot, very hot, and you have to protect yourself against it. The metal that comes off is called swarf, and believe it or not, when I graduated with my degree in geography and sociology, my first full-time job was in an engineering works not far from here, cleaning toilets. I was very good at it. I had the cleanest toilets in an engineering works in the whole of Sheffield. After a while, they clearly recognised my potential, and they gave me a brush, and I not for the for the toilets, but for sweeping up as well. I used to sweep up, especially around Ron Hodgkiss, the profile burner in the burning shop, because there was lots of flashings from his gas burner, and I was put onto the what were then 50 years ago, we're talking here, 50 years ago, unbelievable, the latest computer controlled drilling machines, and they had multiple spindles, some 5, some 12, and I used to drill tube plates on these computer controlled drills. I only dropped a bollock once on a very, very large brass tube plate for the North Sea oil industry. Drilled a hole in the wrong place, and if you can imagine, in brass, it's not good. There are not many ways of repairing a hole in brass. But let's not dwell on what wasn't as successful. They wanted me to progress into management there after nearly a year, but very wisely for a 21-year-old, I declined, and I had to just say honestly to Terry, the director, I'm just not a practical man. This is not a good idea, Terry. Thanks, but no, I'm no engineer, and as has transpired in the tiny house 50 years later, I am no practical man. And once again, I've spent the past 2 nights in a hotel in Sheffield because the tiny house is unserviceable. No power again. I'm not going to dwell on that. I have bought a 500 watt battery pack thing that will keep me going when there's no power to the tiny house, which is promised to be fixed. But what I really wanted to share with you is this river has been going by. It's got autumn leaves on it now, and this river has been going by, minding its own business for the 50 years since I left it. Of course, it brings to mind that famous saying of Heraclitus: you cannot step into the same river twice. And everything moves on. But what I did not appreciate at the time, when I was just a sprog, green behind the ears, I did not believe then that it is possible to do whatever you choose to do, or whatever your passion is. I didn't believe it. In fact, I didn't believe it so much I didn't follow my own instinct to continue playing in a pop band. It's true, I thought it was so unrealistic, I just stopped. Not only that, I remember I was asked for advice from a guy, Nick Battle, who was just a couple of years younger than me. His dad ran a computer bureau service in Sheffield, and he wanted his son Nick to join the business, but Nick, like me, played bass in a pop band, and he didn't know what to do. So he came to me for advice, and I said, oh, forget it, Nick, you won't make any money, you won't make a living in a pop band, it's just too hard. That's how much belief I had in my own passions then. Well, thankfully, he ignored my advice, and he played with a Christian band, actually, although that's not particularly relevant. He played with a band quite well known at the time called After the Fire, and they had a top 10 hit with, I can't remember the title, and then he joined a band called Ritz, I think it was, and they had a top 10 hit with a band called Laser Love. Oh, and Night Nurse. There are two squirrels chasing each other just there. Night Nurse, which I saw him perform with full makeup, eyeliner and everything, tight leather trousers, I think, at the Limit in Sheffield on West Street when that was a thing. That's a long time closed. Renowned for the stickiest carpet in pop history at the Limit. So don't ask me for career advice when I was younger. But lo and behold, surely enough, through my twists and turns, after being a computer salesman for a few years and then started running my own businesses, I end up writing the book on how to create the life you love, called Future Perfect, which sold out, I have to say, and now I'm on my 4th book, as you know, Mistaken Identity Unconsciousness, and of course I've launched a YouTube channel, Genuine Voices, where I am in conversation with all the people I find most interesting to talk to. So you see, it's taken me 50 years, whilst this river has been minding its own business, doing its river stuff. I've been all around the landscape of life, and come to the conclusion that yes, indeed, you can do whatever you choose to do, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it might sound very naive and sort of self-helpy, but it's my experience now. And as I walked from the 52 bus stop to the garage to pick up my car after its MOT, I was overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude, and I almost burst into tears of thanksgiving for how on earth this tiny little life of Shanks in Sheffield had turned out so well in my tiny little way. So I might meet you one day, but in the meantime, watch my videos. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you do.